Welcome to the Oaks Podcast. I'm your host, Travis Hall, alongside my wife and co-host, Ingrid.
On this podcast, we talk about all things real estate, entrepreneurship, business, faith, family, you name it, we talk about it, and how we do it all as an equally yoked husband and wife team.
We are glad you're here. Thanks for listening. Enjoy this week's episode. What's up, and welcome to the Oak Podcast.
Welcome.
I'm Travis, as always, and this is my wife, Ingrid, and we are so glad you're here.
Yes.
This is an exciting episode, as they all are, but this one's like super exciting. This is our fun, lighthearted, wrapped episode.
Yes.
For our first year as podcasters. We did it.
We did it.
First and foremost, we did it. And
we did it.
So this is just a fun episode. This isn't like a braggy episode by any means. This isn't like anything about that. It's just more of a episode about gratitude and just highlighting a year in review a little bit.
Yeah, for sure.
Of the Oaked Podcast and some highs and just kind of fun. And then what's to come.
Yeah, I think when we started this podcast, we had no idea what this episode would look like, right?
Mm-hmm.
You're just so clueless. You have no idea. You learn really fast and kind of dial it in quickly, but it's just fun to look back and reflect on all of the episodes and guests and
right.
Yeah.
Well, and thinking back to our launch episode, we had the launch party, which was so fun.
Mm-hmm.
And we did it live. And I think back to all the technical difficulties of like learning how to podcast. Oh my, it was so painful.
That was probably the worst audio. There were some episodes, excuse me, where people's audio didn't even work. Halfway through the episode, you couldn't hear the guest anymore. And then some where the camera just apparently just decided that it wasn't a camera anymore and didn't work. I mean, there's definitely growing pains and we've experienced them, but it's been awesome. Yeah. The biggest win for me overall was the fact that we were consistent. Yes.
We did it. Even when it was hard, even when we moved, even when we moved 1,000 miles across the country.
Yeah.
And we still did it.
Of all years to need to be consistent in something and show up. I mean, you've got to be mentally prepared. You have to be physically prepared. You can't look like garbage on camera, but you also have to put other really hard stuff aside and do this week over week is extremely challenging in the season that we've just had. And that is for sure what I'm most proud about too, is consistency.
Absolutely. Well, and I understand why there are so many people who start a podcast because it sounds sexy and it sounds glamorous and it's like, oh, this is awesome. And it is. And it's wildly hard. And so there's so many podcasts out there that, I mean, they have less than 5 episodes.
Yeah. Or I think too, you're amped about what you're going to talk about, right? We have 20 ideas of episodes and then you kind of work your way through those and you're like, what are we going to talk about now?
Yeah, exactly.
And so I think we did a good job pivoting too, where sometimes we were talking about real market data and what was happening nationwide. But then we also had some very evergreen episodes and guests where, we talked about partnerships and business that would last forever and principles are the same.
Exactly. Yeah. That part has been fun. And it's been fun, seeing the growth of the podcast and the growth of what people watch and listen to and the most. And it's just been really, really interesting.
Yeah.
And I'm really proud of us. And first of all, we should say thank you to all of you who are listening or watching. Yeah,
what a year.
And thank you for being being on this ride with us.
For sure.
So some of these stats I have, they're not too detailed, but they're just fun. But you don't know them.
I don't.
And so, which is fun.
I know. Where are my notes?
I pulled some stats off of YouTube, because we're a YouTuber now.
Yeah, we are.
And I will say, we started out with the podcast. We intentionally said we are doing a video podcast.
Yep.
From the beginning.
Which is way harder than just audio.
So much harder. But YouTube, it's a bigger net. More people can search YouTube than they can, podcasts. And so it's an easier way to give back on YouTube than just on Spotify.
Yep.
But so a lot of my stats come from YouTube and then Spotify specifically. And so I want to stay, true to my notes so I don't miss anything. So this one is our 45th episode for this year.
Nice.
So we launched in February, I think,
Yep.
is when we actually launched the
Yep.
episode. And then
We started recording in January, so we
we
had a
did.
few
We
of
had
and then there were some
practice
that we
episodes
never
that you and me
aired.
There were like 3 that we'd never aired
Yeah,
because they were
they're
just so bad. But it was just practice.
Yeah.
And then you and me had 3, I think, that we had recorded prior to our launch. So that way we kind of understood how it worked in the flow. But yeah, we launched. This is our 45th episode, 45 in 1 year, which is awesome.
Yep.
And we had 2 weeks that we didn't have an episode once we started, and that was the holidays, Thanksgiving and Christmas. So, which is amazing. 45 episodes. Our average episode length was, roughly 30 to 40, 35 minutes, right around there. Our
That's
shortest was 15.
longer than we were hoping it would be.
Yeah. Well, one of us talks a lot more.
Well, I get with my girlfriends and
our longest episode is solo episode with Ingrid and her girlfriend.
Is that the one with Bree? Yep.
Which, I mean, it was just under, it was like 58 minutes. Oh, it's totally fine.
But go back and listen to that one because she's running very successful Airbnbs in the Denver metro.
She's crushing it. I will say for me, like thinking about the consistency, doing this podcast, the accountability of it has been so good for me in our hard season where it was like, okay, we got to figure this out. And we are. And like this, you learn a lot by doing this.
Mm-hmm.
At least I have.
Yeah. About yourself, for sure.
About yourself. And so it's been a good way for us to be authentic and real and vulnerable. And it's been awesome. Yeah. So let's talk about some stats. I kind of want to ask you a question. If you had to guess, what would be your guess on the most popular episode, most viewed episode, most listened to? Let's do both. Most viewed and most listened to. You can just have one guess. But...
I know. I was like, aren't those the same?
Well, sort of, but they're not.
In podcast land.
They're not in podcast land.
I mean, it has to be one of our guest episodes, I'd imagine. Yep. Somebody's unique story.
So our number 1 episode for the year was, and I love this, it was, early on, it was our police officer episode where
Dave.
I interviewed Dave Furlong. So shout out, Dave. You're
so cool.
I think a lot of it was because people in our world and in my world like have heard me talk about Dave.
Yeah.
And so I think it was like, oh, I got to see who this guy is.
I know. I mean, that is very appropriate because he's credited with a big part of us being here.
Yeah. It's funny, like looking at the stats, and this is overall, it has the most views overall, most listens on Spotify, not by a long shot, but like just by enough. But on YouTube, it has over double the views of any other episode that we have.
Oh, fascinating.
Which is interesting.
No, right?
Right? But shout out Dave Furlong.
Those things
You're
don't
the
make
man.
sense to me.
People love you. Maybe we need to bring him back on.
Yeah.
Talk more about
where are you now?
Where are you now? Our second little notable standout was Kyle Moore. The episode with Kyle Moore.
Oh, Encourage Well.
Encourage Well. And that one was the most watched launch weekend episode. Meaning
cool.
It got more views when it first published than any other episode.
I love that.
Which is cool.
Because Kyle and Alicia, I mean, they are not in the real estate space.
No.
They're in the entrepreneurial startup, husband and wife partnership. I mean, he is in marketing and sales, but like not in the real estate world per se at all. Like Encourage Well, what it does. And so that is interesting to me. I love that.
Right? Well, and I think it was easy for people to resonate with him because he had this dream and he just started doing it. And he still had his job.
Yeah.
His dad has got several kids, his wife, like it's just a normal dude.
I know,
right?
Love it.
I love him. And it's just cool to see like I think part of it was they shared it to their social media as well.
Oh, good. That helps.
And it was, just boosted. So that was just kind of fun to see, his as well. Another like kind of interesting piece on the stats is we had over 105 hours of actual viewing time for Yoked this year.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
It's awesome. Because podcasts, you'll start one and then you won't finish it.
Or like you're listening to it on 5 speed if you're like you or my friend Renee, but otherwise.
Well, like there's several episodes, like if I'm driving in the car and I'm listening to the podcast and it's like an hour and a half long, like I never finish it.
Yeah, you're like, "I'm tapped out."
But I'll listen to 20 minutes of it quickly. But yeah, 105 hours spent listening to Yoked
Love that.
this year. And what's interesting is it is nearly 50-50. I mean, YouTube wins. We had more
Okay.
viewership or listening on YouTube than Spotify. And when I say Spotify, it's like Spotify. I don't know all the details. It's like
Mhm. Apple
iHeartRadio and
Podcast.
Apple
Yeah.
Podcast and all those things. But we use Spotify as our, streaming service. And so it's 50-50 ish. There's more YouTube, listeners and everything overall, but there was like, I jotted it down. It was like 700 individual views on YouTube, and the rest are Spotify, but 105 total hours. Isn't
Great.
that amazing?
Yes.
That's
Love
just like,
that.
holy cow, 105 hours of people listening to us talk about
Giving back to
stuff.
the world.
Yeah, I thought that was really interesting. And then, I mean, our launch episode was pretty popular.
Okay, cool.
Like a lot of people, our other ones with the terrible audio, not as popular.
Dang it. We talked about some important stuff in those. We'll need to like sprinkle in some redos.
We should, yeah.
Yeah.
Our creative finance episode was very popular.
Okay, cool.
And then let's talk about things that surprised us. So there's two episodes that I put in here that really surprised me.
Okay.
Then looking at stats, and one was stats, and one was just like, I thought it was just a fun episode. The fun episode was the one with you and Maddie.
Oh, yes. My
And like just listening to it, like, and it was just a fun episode. And
You know what? I have thought multiple times about that episode since interviewing her. And one of like at the very end when I asked her, like, what's my rapid fire? What's one thing you don't apologize for anymore? And she's like, not wearing makeup. It was like this. And I mean, how freeing
I
for
know.
her. I'm like, I'm not gonna wear makeup today either. She's inspired me.
I know, right?
Yeah.
It was, surprise is the wrong word because it makes it think, like it wasn't going to be good, but it was just a great episode.
Yeah.
And the other one, the stat wise, that I thought was surprising was the one where we did all about spring home upgrades.
Yeah. If you've only got a few dollars.
Yeah, that
Where
one
do you put
had,
them?
like, as far as like its ratio for clicks and views and how long the average person watched, it was significantly different.
I will say that specific episode is one of the ones, right, where I'm like banking episode ideas and I'm like, this is going to be great because I have multiple times since we've moved thought, okay, how can I easily and inexpensively-ish upgrade like our kind of builder grade home? And I have gone back to those same principles. I'm like, okay, hardware, fixtures, paint, wall treatments, furniture I can take with me. That's it. Like, I'm not going to be able to do some of these massive renovations. And so it really is, I mean, even now, take my own advice.
You are.
So
Yeah, and I'll link
that's awesome.
those episodes that we've referenced in the show notes, so that way if you haven't seen them or listened to them, you can. I'll link them. So yeah, I mean, overall it was a fun year, but yeah, shout out to Dave. It's just cool to see, like,
right?
that one had we had a lot of people that really liked Kyle Hudson's episode talking about affordable housing and the ticks and stuff like that. It was just his is really detailed and really interesting.
Yeah.
It's just a different perspective. But yeah, it's been fun.
Yeah.
So let's talk about year 2. Looking ahead.
Well, I want to hear a little bit about what, like, I mean, you were the technical guy that did all that, and you put in a lot more hours than I had to for.
Yes, I was going to say how many hours I put in.
Did you?
Well,
track that?
I've gotten better. But at the beginning, it was a lot.
Yes,
and it was a lot of work. And so if I just like tone that down and average it based on now, I've put about 150 hours into Yoke podcast
that's awesome.
this year.
I know it's more. $0. ROI is just dismal. But I will say, one of our goals in finally starting a podcast, because we thought about it for years and we were encouraged for years to do it, was a gift back to the world. Yeah. Right? I mean, so often we're asked our opinions about these different things or how to do this or that or what we think. And it really was no expectations for listening. We knew we'd have to be consistent to at least, make it to where people might find us somewhere. But the biggest goal was a gift back to the world. And do you think we achieved that?
I absolutely do.
Yeah.
I absolutely think that. And I think, like with the doing it weekly, because we went back and forth on it. It's way easier just to do a monthly podcast
I think
or
there was a time in July
bi-weekly.
after we'd moved where I'm like, we should go
You
bi-weekly.
did. You were like, let's just
I
switch
may
it.
die.
But I think like the consistency piece of doing it weekly helped us,
Yep.
but it helps you kind of stay like relevant and like top of mind a little bit when it comes to
Yep.
like
Market research.
market research and practice. And yeah, but I do think you're right. Like we had thought about it for a long time, several years.
Mm-hmm.
And then Pace and our group owners club like really pushed us to do it. And there were several reasons for that. But for you and I, it was like, do we think we're going to make $1 million being YouTubers or podcasters? So we certainly do not. I'm not opposed to it, but that wasn't the goal.
I'm not sure we're the TikTok vibe that the kids listen and watch.
I've posted a couple of our shorts on TikTok.
Have you?
I have.
I got to get on TikTok.
You have to download it. But that was not the goal. The
No.
goal was, like you said, it truly was a lot of it. Some of it was selfish, in a sense of in our real estate specific kind of lens, we get asked a lot of questions, and a lot of things about like, hey, how do you do this, or how did you start, and how did you get to where you're at now? If I was going to do this, or what do you think I should do? A lot of that kind of conversation, not like should I buy this house or that one? It's not necessarily like that, but some more like actual theory questions about life and
rentals.
and just like, I want to do real estate. Like, what does that look like? And so this is an easy way for us to highlight and say, hey, here's what we would do, or here's a topic, and we can point people to it pretty easily.
Yeah.
And so it's been really helpful from that as well.
Yeah.
From that standpoint.
I think one of my other like secondary goals for the podcast was I wanted it to give people confidence to go freaking do it. Like whatever it is they're going to go do in a year that we moved our entire family across the country, but also had major shifts in our business and in partnerships. I mean, literally across the board, so many things in our families have changed this year. Like it was that confidence piece of if you're in business with a partner, or if you're an entrepreneur, or especially if you're doing business with your spouse, you can do it.
Right.
Like all of our guests, everyone, the theme over and over was like, just do it and show up and have confidence and go tackle those dreams and goals. And that was definitely like a secondary, like if it gives people that, if it gives our listeners that, that would be such a gift.
No, absolutely. And I mean, giving people confidence, like I think about, like when you say that, I think about Tess.
Yeah.
And like just her personality, she's so nervous.
Oh, I begged her.
And you begged her for a long time.
For a month.
I know. And you finally got her on, and she rocked it. And she has so much to give and so much to say.
When she's convicted in some of those design things, I'd ask her and she's like, no, don't do that. I'm like, yes.
But I love that piece. And like this whole idea is like kind of encouraging that and building people up and really elevating other people as well on what they're doing. Yeah.
Cool.
Let's talk about next year.
Yeah. What does it look like? What do you think?
So we are going to continue.
Was not one and done. We learned too much to stop now.
Yeah, totally. We already got our subscription to Riverside.
Higher.
So we are going to continue. Obviously, we've enjoyed it. It's been good. We're going to keep growing. I think one thing that I noticed, a consistent thing that we talked about more than real estate was business.
Yes.
We talked a lot about business. That was our number one word that was said.
It like played back. It's like business.
Yeah. And
made fun of us kind of. I loved it.
Totally mocking the fact that we said it like 4,000 times. But yeah. And so what I want to really start incorporating is other types of business owners.
Yes.
And so like for us locally here, like interviewing other people that have a small business. And
you've already got a few lined up.
I do. Yeah. The coffee shop owner. I interviewed Adam, who's in Owners Club, and he happens to be a coffee shop owner as well, but he's not like in the weeds coffee shop. It's like a passion project.
Yeah.
And we have Jake, here locally. He's gonna, for January, he's gonna record. We're gonna record at the coffee shop and talk all things, like business and like starting that up. And I'm excited personally. I'm excited about interviewing other business owners, whether it's, Bob's Plumbing. Like, who cares? They got a lot to teach and a lot
Yeah.
to tell and a lot of, really good insight that other people can glean information from.
I would say in 2026, we're going a little more grassroots
Mhm.
with our voice of, you know, things that people have done outside of the real estate space,
Yeah.
but it's going to be, uh, smaller businesses.
Yeah, which is fun. Still
And
focusing on partnership and the idea of, if it is a couple,
mhm,
getting both voices,
yeah,
because it is unique. But yeah, I'm excited about that.
me too.
Yeah, I think we'll have more. Ideally, we'll have more guests,
Yes.
and with both of us,
Yeah, I
yeah,
would agree.
it will be good. What about you? Any other goals for you for this next year that you're like,
I would
I want
say,
to make better?
yeah, we're probably going to, I mean, our presence has improved hands over.
Like, what do I do with my
Yeah, I
hands?
literally I'm like, I don't know where to stick them. Um, I felt like I had to have my makeup and hair done and everything those first few, and then I'm like, no, I'm just gonna show up as me, and like, who cares? Most people aren't even watching anyways. They just listen, and so
That's what she thinks, but she didn't know the stats.
yeah. um, but I think a more approachable voice. I think we've grown into that, and I think we'll continue that in 2026.
Mhm.
Of literally anybody can do it, and more relatable to the audience, in terms of even real estate stuff. As we kind of restart things out here in the inland Northwest, it has been such a good reminder of going back to those principles that we learned 17 years ago and knowing like we have to apply them here. And so, yeah, I would say more approachable to kind of the starting entrepreneur.
Mhm. I love that. I think for me, a couple big goals with Yoked. I don't have any like specific goals when it comes to like I want to have this many people
Not
subscribe.
yet. We
Not
might do that next
we'll
year,
do that
the
at some
year
point,
after. Yeah.
but I want to just keep growing it as a thing. And so for me, when it comes to post recording, when it's both of us, like it's all me,
Hmm.
and I'm doing all of the data tech and all of the editing and all that stuff.
I am happy to bring you snacks.
And I've
That is my
gotten
job.
better at it, but I don't want to be a podcast editor. And so
Yeah.
this year I'm going to outsource that.
Oh,
We are going to,
I've been telling you to do that.
I get emails and like stuff all the time from people that are like, "Hey, we saw your Yoke podcast and we liked this
Did
episode."
you?
I'm like, really? But so that's number one. And then number two is growing this brand and this idea of Yoked.
Yeah.
We've teased it a little bit a couple times on here of what's to come and that still is to come.
Yep.
It is definitely on our vision board of what we're working on.
Yes. I'm excited for that
But
too.
I'm really excited for that of what
Yeah.
Yoked, because it's more than just a podcast. Like I feel like this we've learned and realized that it is a great idea
And a
of
way of doing
and like it's a
business and life.
need
Yeah.
for people out there.
Yep. I would agree.
So
Oh, I
focus
love
on
that.
those.
Well, should we say thank you to everybody?
Yeah, let's do it.
Thank you, honestly,
Yes,
to our
hugely.
audience. We
Thank
know
you.
some of you are close friends and family, and some of you have probably found us on the other side of the globe.
I know it's wild. There's some
Um,
people from other countries.
really?
It's
Love
crazy.
that. But thank you, honestly,
Yes.
for listening and thinking that we were worthy of your time in 2025.
Yeah, we don't take it lightly. I mean, there are over 5 million podcasts out there that you could listen to.
Yeah.
And so, or watch. And so, thank you for choosing ours and listening to us. And we truly love your feedback. And so, send us a message. Send
Let us know what you want to hear.
yeah, what do you want to hear about? What kind of business owner do you want us to go interview?
Yeah.
We'd love
We would love
to
that.
do that. So, please let us know. And yeah, truly, we are just grateful. So, it was a great 2025. We're looking forward to 2026.
So what are you
Um,
yoked to then in 2026?
oh man, absolutely consistency.
Yeah.
So boring. We've said it before. Reading through and preparing for this and seeing all the stats, I'm like, it's because we showed up. We just did it.
That was mine. So I'm going to just join you.
I mean, our word of the year was commitment, commit,
Commit.
same thing, but commit. And we did it.
I know.
We truly did it. And so, yeah, I mean,
Yeah,
like,
that guy did me.
yeah, I'm excited for continued book club. I didn't pull stats on like, do people really like book club? Do they not? We like
been
it.
Doing it long enough yet, but we are reading right now The Ruthless Elimination of Hurry by John Mark Comer.
Same thing.
In joining.
Link is in the show notes if you need to get that book. It is this one right here.
Yeah.
And it is so good to have on your bookshelf. It's a great one. But yeah, I think that's a wrap. I think, thank you.
Yes.
As always, you say it. You close us out for the final one of 2025.
You can find me at the Ingrid Hall on Instagram, and you can find Travis at the Travis Hall on all the socials. As always, be sure to like, subscribe, follow along as we get into 2026. Thank you so much for a great 25, and Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
Thank you so much for listening to this week's episode of the Yoke Podcast. We hope you enjoyed it.
And as always, be sure to like, subscribe, and follow along as we drop a new episode each week.